34(7) of the GFA General Regulations. And for the avoidance of doubt, I'll quote what Article 34(7) says. For the avoidance of doubt, a team shall forfeit a match under paragraphs 1D, 1F, 1E, 1F, and 1J only in consequence of a protest filed within the time limit for filing of protests in these regulations. It's already been provided that when a team fails to honor a match without just cause, that team forfeits that match. So the consequence of not honoring a match without a just cause is that you will forfeit the match and you will be punished. Your conduct will be referred to the disciplinary committee and maybe subsequently to Congress for determination of what the sanction should be. But there is no sanction if you have just cause. But you will lose the points. But there is no sanction because you have just cause for withdrawing. So that issue has been sufficiently addressed. Thank
you. Mr. President, with respect, we have been told that the spirit behind this amendment is equity and fairness. And if you are talking about equity, we are going to amend the old Article 14.5, then we have defeated the equity and fairness principle. Equity means equality. We are playing 30 club league in Division 1. A team has played 26 matches. A team that has played 30 matches has taken advantage of team withdrawing and has reached the top position. I am last but 2 or last but 3. Because of the withdrawal of that club, I could not have the chance to play with the club. So I'm going to litigation. Are you saying that through no fault of mine, granted a team has been banned because of the ban, said, I'm abandoning the league. You have played against the team, you got 30 points, or you played all the 30 matches. I didn't have the chance to play against that club. So by virtue of his withdrawal, I'm going to litigation. Is this equity? Equity means equality. To determine champion, all clubs should play against this team and have the same number of matches played. So if a team is withdrawing and I've not had a chance to play with the team, why should I be punished? And the guy that has played against that team is taking the points to go to Premier when I am going to litigation because I couldn't get a chance. I feel that equity and fairness, this amendment should be rejected. If a team withdraws, let the team all the teams that have played against that club forfeit all the matches. So we have all played the same number of matches. Not where a team has benefited from one club that has withdrawn, and I'm losing because the team has withdrawn. So basically, I'm going to litigation. This is not fairness. This is not equity. It does not merit the equity principle.
Olobo is here. Thank you, Mr. President. This matter of expansion of league points. Oh, hello. Yes, I think it's necessary that we make an amendment to this Article 14.5. Because let's look at an instance where you had BRC that withdrawn from the league at the 28th match. Wowsers may not win the league. Just because they have lost 2 matches to Wowsers, 6 points will be deducted. And another team will win the league. And happening at the bottom, another club will go on relegation. Meanwhile, you had BRC has played sufficiently and is aware that it is going to be relegated. So they can destroy the league. What we have to do is to take the GFA shall not. The GFA shall not, then means that no point will be done at all. I think we should give a time or a span if it is in the second round. No club should be allowed to withdraw. When you write to withdraw, the GFA should write to you that it is not acceptable. Then Article 34.7 will apply. When it's after the first round, no club should be allowed to withdraw. You only inform the GFA that you want to withdraw, they write back to you that it is not accepted. When you don't play a match, Article 34.7 will apply. I think that's what I think should be done. You should reword them.
There's a hand up at the back. There's a hand up at the back. Let me just make a small comment. Oh, just sit down, sit down. It's not allowed for any club to withdraw without permission. And we have never given permission to any club to withdraw. But over the last 5 years, clubs have withdrawn. So this proposal is seeking to cure the mischief arising out of a club's infringement of our, what's it called, our regulations. So when the club withdraws, it creates two scenarios for it. The first scenario is that it withdraws, let's use a live situation. Boko, the team from Boko, no, the Boko team, the Boko All-Stars from Tamale All-Stars. Tamale All-Stars based in Boko. Tamale in the zone 1. Yes. Which week did they withdraw? They withdrew before the end of the week 27. At that time, they had played some of the clubs, and they had 3 more clubs to play before the end of the season. So the question then is, do we, by the current dispensation, we have to expunge the points that they earn or lost through matches engaged with other opponents? What about those who didn't play? So the question now is, do we allow clubs to benefit from the matches that they played and earn points, and those, some will also suffer by losing matches to Tamale All-Stars? Or we apply a new scenario that we're proposing today. But the issue of whether we will accept a withdrawal or not doesn't arise at all, because we don't accept withdrawals. We don't accept withdrawals midway through the season. It has never happened.
But the actions taken by the GFA goes to say that you have accepted it. Because when you punish the club for withdrawing, it means that the withdrawal has been accepted. And that was not in good, it was not in just cause. That's why they are punishing the club, because it didn't withdraw with just cause. So you see the disciplinary committee rulings always saying that they withdrew without just cause. Meanwhile, the just cause has not been defined by the regulation. So who determines just cause? What I'm saying is that if the club has played 15 matches, and when you start the second round, plays 2 or 3, and tells you that it is withdrawing, you don't pay attention to it. Or you write to the club straight that no, or make a regulation. Instead of GFA shall not respond, so GFA shall not accept the club withdraw from the competition at this time.
Yeah, but let me clarify the issue for you. As President rightly said, what we seek to do from the member is to avoid issues where clubs deliberately wait till 3 matches to go or 4 matches to go, and then they have issues with others. Then they decide that they are withdrawing and all of a sudden vanish from the league. The following year, they resurface somewhere with clubs in certain divisions and sometimes even in certain zones. At that particular moment, the teams who they have already played with, like you rightly said, if you play with a team and you beat him home and away, you stand to gain. A team who played with him and lost both matches will be happy because the points are being expunged. However, a team who, let's say, he won 1, lost 1, will also have certain issues, provided we are looking at where the person is lying at the table. So what this seeks to do is that it is taking out all the issues relating to withdrawals, so that when you withdraw, what happens is that, and that answers Kwame Mto's point, if it's left with 3 matches to go, 1, the FA does not have the right to accept that you have withdrawn. The matches will still be arranged for you to turn up to play. So if you do not show up, the team files a protest and it determines his point. Afterwards, your conduct is referred, after the disciplinary committee, your conduct is then referred to the Congress, because Congress is the body which determines who or what status should happen to a member, not the FA Executive Committee. So that your conduct is brought to the Congress, and Congress will decide whether to kick you out forever and the necessary time that you will be away, as well as the members or the officers of that particular club. So the points on withdrawal, if you read that, are all being taken out, as well as what is even in the special rules for Division 1. So now, if you do not turn up, the only thing is for the club to seek redress at the disciplinary committee.
By 4-7.
Yes.
That's okay.
So other people and then
Yes, sir. Yes, I think that considering what the lawyer said, either we go with the new amendment, or if we want to go by the old system, I think the best way would be if the thing happens or the withdrawal happens in the second round. In the first round,
It always happens before matches.
yeah, so in the first round, we all had the chance of playing the team, so there was equity. Therefore, we can look at the matches in the second round. We can expunge the matches or cancel the matches that happened in the second round. In this case, the first round issue will not come in because we all had the chance of taking the point from the same team. Sir?
We'll take a vote on it.
Yes.
Please take it to the far end there, then who and then we take it.
We'll take two contributions from the back, and then we'll take a vote on it.
There's no equity under this new amendment. To be fair, if a team withdraw, we haven't played that, that team should be awarded 3 points. Or the points are deducted as previously done. Because at the end of the season, a team will play 29 matches, a team will play 30 matches. It's not fair. All teams should play equal matches. So if a team withdraws and the points are not expunged, it's not fair. Either those who haven't played the team should award 3 points so that we all get 30 matches. Because if all of us don't play 30 matches, the team will play 28 matches and it will go, that will go on relegation. The team that has played 30 matches will stay. So to be fair, either the points are credited to those who haven't played the team that has withdrawn, or the points are expunged altogether.
Yeah, my name is Linford Bodas and Makotoku Royals. I want more explanation to this new proposed amendment. In the case where you play 30 matches in Division 1, and a team decides after the first round, he withdraws from the competition. What happens to the rest of the match? Are there points? Those teams who are going to play with them will not have opportunity. So those points, are they going to credit with them or not? Because we all know that before a team gets a point, you have to go to the fields, play match, whatever, referee has to be there. If the other team fails to turn up, then you can file a protest. But in this case, we will know that the team has withdrawn, and teams will just go with transportation and all that thing. To see, I don't understand. I think we have to take a very critical look of this particular proposed test.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think I disagree with Congress members, those who are saying a clubs, we are all supposed to play 30 matches, and a club happens to play 29 matches. No club plays 29 matches because if a club could not honor a match, automatically, like a different committee, a point will be sorted from their point build out and then goes as well. So to be counted, though you do not play on the field of play, you've played technically. And with what we have here, the team will refer to the district committee and then further to Congress. But I think the district committee will by all means bring out a decision that maybe you did not play the game, so you are going to lose 3 points and then 3 goals. Further, they take a decision by Congress. So I think I agree with the text, the new text that we have.
All right, let's put it to vote. 6 people have spoken so far. Let's put it to vote.
Mr. President, can I just clarify this before we
Please.
put it to vote?
The last one, please.
Yeah. Mr. President, already the regulations foresee a situation where some teams might fail to order a match.
Yeah.
And that is why Article 34 on forfeiture of matches indicates the various scenarios under which forfeiture can take place. The first one is that the team fails to honor a match.
Jones, are you not repeating yourself?
No, I'm coming. Let me land. There are 10 different scenarios in which a team can forfeit a match. One of those scenarios is if you fail to honor a match. Therefore, the regulations already foresee the situation that it is possible for a team not to honor a match. The only issue at stake to be determined is whether that team has just cause for failing to honor a match or it has no just cause. And Article 34(1)(f) is already clear that if you do so without just cause, you will forfeit the match. Therefore, if a team withdraws and the rest of his matches are scheduled, and it fails as a consequence to honor those matches, 34(1)(f) will be duly applied. So it has already addressed the issue of the equity that people are talking about. So you will be technically deemed to have played the match, but you've lost it. You can't say that some clubs have played 30 matches and others have played 29 or 28 matches. Every club would be deemed to have played 30 matches. So the issue is sufficiently addressed. So I call on Congress to approve this amendment.
But we are also looking at a decision where it is obligatory on every member to honor league matches. So withdrawal is not at an instance of a member. In fact, it is your obligation to honor matches. So you can't say you have withdrawn, just like that.
Mr. Chairman, from what Jones said, it means we have to take care of the venue for referee to be appointed. Look at the cost involved. Before you put in a protest, you can't sit in your house and put in a protest. You must travel to the match venue. The referee should be there. Before you put in a protest, it's waste of money, waste of everything. So this amendment should be thrown away.
Okay, can we put it to vote?
So, Ojo, okay. Eugene, please let's see you. So those who are for the new, can we see by hands? The new text, the amendment. Those who are in favor of the amendment, let's see by hands. Otu, please count them. Please, what is those who are for the amendment? Please, let's see by hands. The new text. That is, the old amendment should be changed. Regulation should be changed. How many? Those against? Please. You vote only once. Please. Number 42.
Please, excuse me. Mr. Odosapo, please. Excuse me. If you are dissatisfied Excuse me. If you are dissatisfied with anything, just raise your hand. If you make noise, we will not hear you. It's better to raise your hand. You'll be given the chance to explain your concern. Mr. Joseph, what is your problem?
We call them scrutinies. Odro Nyakon was the first to protest against the proposed test. And he was counting. And then counting the way he wants to count it. No. This is not a secret ballot, so we want a neutral person to do the counting than Odro Nyakon. The counting should be recounted. It should.
Excuse me. It's okay. Excuse me. Oh, please sit down. Oh, sit down. Please, everyone should sit down. Scrutineers at Congress are not neutral people. They are members or representatives of members of Congress. They are entitled to vote. And when they express their opinions on the floor of Congress, it has nothing to do with the votes that are taken. And so that point is neither here nor there. If we are alleging that there was double voting, then we can look at that. But don't say that because Ms. Odro, what if Ms. Odro spoke in favor of the point you supported? How would that have affected the counting? No, there's nothing wrong with recounting. We are not for any position. We are interested in the generality, what the majority of the people will adopt. So there's nothing wrong with the recounting. There's nothing wrong with that. Please, let's show respect to each other. When somebody is on the floor, just listen to the person. If you want to express yourself, just raise your hand. Ms. Odro, we have given you the chance. Your point has been well made, but it doesn't. Wait. In the spirit of fairness, let us do a recount. It doesn't spoil anything. Now, those, Ms. Olobo, another matter, a different issue. No. We are doing re-voting. We are going to vote again. I believe that. If we don't vote again, how do we recount? It was not by secret ballot. So those in favor or those who support the proposal can go by raising your hands. And then we'll count. No, I mean the allegations are. I'm counting the votes. Lawyer, Abutre. 46. Those against the proposal. I'm not taking it. We are voting now. If you are against, you just keep it to yourself. Those against the proposal, can you show by resolution?
Like what he's doing now. Very good. Okay. Okay. Right.
when CAF took Togo out of the competition. All the points was a okay. So it was
Okay. Oh.
if a team decide not to play, you not playing.
They are counting now. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're live on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. My name is Nathaniel Atto, and I'm grateful to welcome you here to the Alisa Hotel, where the Extraordinary Congress of the Ghana Football Association is being held. Now, what is happening now, as you've already seen, is the counting of votes on some general regulations which have been brought to the fore. Now, what happened is that there were some proposed amendments to some of the general regulations of the Ghana Football Association's rules. Now, one of them is Article 14.5, and I'll quickly read to you what happened. Now, but before that, let's just quickly take what the Ghana FA president is saying. Now, a vote has been carried out, so we're just going for the results, and then after that, I'll just tell you what exactly happened and what that result also means. But, well, let's just quickly go through it. Now, Article 14.5 states that the Ghana FA shall expunge from the competition any points and or build up in respect to matches played with a club that withdraws from the competition after it has started. Now, this is the proposed amendment, and I'm going to read that to you as well. Now, quote, the Ghana FA shall not expunge from the competition any points and or goals build up in respect to matches played with a club that withdraws from the competition after it has started, and this team will be referred to the disciplinary committee of the Ghana Football Association. Basically, the Ghana Football Association is amending Article 14.5 to ensure that clubs do not, well, clubs do not necessarily just go and go into league competitions and withdraw anyhow. Now, the practice over the years by some clubs is that they've been withdrawing from the leagues for convenience. So what happens is that a club withdraws from a league and then resurfaces, as another club, and and just comes back and rebrands itself. So the Ghana FA is trying to avoid all of this. The reason why this article is being amended. So what's happening now is that. What's happening now is that the constituent bodies of the Ghana Football Association are just going through general regulations that need to be amended, after which there will be an award ceremony, and then this extraordinary Congress will be brought to a close. So my name is Nathaniel Atto. Thank you very much. We'll be doing some more as we carry on here with our continuous coverage of this extraordinary Congress of the Ghana Football Association.
Yes, they were called to come and play the match determined 6 or 7 positions. 6 and 7 positions. But some go to the everything they were not going to play. There had to be lots of consultations, and at the last minute, the two teams agreed to play. It came at a huge cost to them as well as a huge cost to the FA itself, because these matches are organized at a neutral ground and it's at the behest of the FA. So the proposal is coming from one of the league boards because of what they've been through over the years. And it is that if the team is not fighting for championship, that is winning or relegation, and the playoff is supposed to determine 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and it will not amount to anything. Why then not use the goal difference that you have? If the goal difference are the same, you look at the goal score, and then finally the toss of the coin. So if this is what was prevailing the last minute, this is last year, this is what would have been used. Goal difference between the two clubs concerned, I think it was Wafa and then Bechim, and then you move, the final one will be toss of coin. Then there will be no need to write to the FA, we can't play, reconvene, and all those things. So that is the proposed text, and is subject to Congress for debate. So if we can take those, if you have anything against, please let us know. If not, we just go ahead and then take the votes. Go ahead and take the votes. Okay then. So
Those in favor of the change. The new amendment. The proposed amendment. Those against. Those against. Abstentions. Against. Against. Those against. Abstentions. Abstentions.
So we move to the next one. It's unanimous, so it's passed. The next one is on Article 27(1)(f) of the regulations. We are looking at, this is also from members. Original text is for foreign players. You will realize that that has nothing to do with non-ECOWAS members, but there's a new proposed text. We have international transfer certificate, photocopy of passport showing work permit, photocopy of passport showing resident permit, contract where applicable, online registration completed by parties and submitted, and then medical certificate. Now we have a proposed test. The proposed test is non-ECOWAS nationals, which is now coming in. So we have international transfer certificate, photocopy of passport showing work permit, contracts where applicable, online registration completed by parties and submitted, and a medical certificate. Please move to the next one. Then we have another new test, non-Ghanaian ECOWAS national, international transfer certificate, photocopy of passport showing work permit, photocopy of passport showing resident permit. It's contract, not contact, sorry. Where applicable, online registration completed by parties and submitted, medical certificate. Go to the next one, the reasoning. And then Article 27(5) of the General Regulations. The original text is clubs may register a maximum of 5 non-Ghanaian nationals, but not more than 3 can participate in any one match. The proposed text, Article 27(5)(1), clubs may register a maximum of 3 non-ECOWAS nationals, but not more than 2 can participate in any one match. Go to the next one. And then, technology. Clubs may register any number of non-Ghanaian ECOWAS nationals, but not more than 3 can participate in any one match. The reasons: this amendment seeks to define players from ECOWAS countries as non-Ghanaians, thus giving impetus to the ECOWAS protocol agreement currently signed by member states on free movement. This amendment is also to attract players from within the ECOWAS countries to come to Ghana to ply their trade. Oh, how are you going? To ply their trade, thereby opening our league further to foreign investment. A ceiling has, however, been placed on the number of players who can play at any given time, because we do not want a situation where a team's lineup may be made up of entirely may be made up entirely up of non-ECOWAS Ghanaians, but not a single Ghanaian. So this is the reasoning. And again, it came from two of our own members. First, you had everybody being classified as a foreign player. And then you had three members, you can only then play three at a time. So even when you have the players, you cannot use them because only three, and it was also limited. But now the scope has been widened to include ECOWAS members because of the ECOWAS protocol. But then we are looking at a situation where if you also leave it open, it can happen like what happened in England sometime where a team fielded 11 players, and none was an English player as starting their match. And we know what our league does to our young players. That is where they start their development and all these things. That is why a ceiling then has been placed. So for those, we are now opening it for debate. If anybody has a counter proposal or clarification, the members here can clarify for them. If not, we again put it to vote and it passes, and then we see what happens. There's a hand up.
Mr. Speaker, sorry, Mr. Kwekwei, sorry. I'm a bit confused, and I may need further and better explanation in respect of the reasons. Who is a foreigner? Who is a foreigner? In Ghana, who is a foreigner?
You finish when you finish.
What I know, I stand to be corrected. If somebody from Guinea-Bissau, who is a member of ECOWAS, comes to Ghana, he needs a working permit. He needs a resident permit. Even a father, he's a foreigner. So if you are saying that you are not going to treat players from ECOWAS as Ghanaians, my understanding of what you have put down, it means if you are referring to foreigners, you are referring to players from the Maghreb, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Sudan. Those from South Africa, southern part of Africa, Angola, Namibia, all those. Those from the central. I think the number of players you are saying you can only use 3. But those from West Africa, even if they are 10 your club, you consider them to be Ghanaian, so they can all play. Is it the rationale behind it? Please, that's why I say I need further and better explanation in respect of what you are saying. Because I know that if you say 3 foreign players, wherever you come from, outside the geographical boundaries of Ghana, you are a foreigner. But,
please stop interrupting.
So, my understanding, as I said, I stand to be corrected. If you can throw more light on that, because I'm getting confused, maybe your explanation will know the wrong AF. So I need explanation as to why ECOWAS players are considered as Ghanaians, but non-ECOWAS, you consider them to be foreigners. That's the explanation I need from you.
Okay, Kofi Menu. I was looking for the members who brought it, if they could support, if they could help.
Thank you very much. I think that the only modification we can make that will make everything clear is the fact that instead of putting foreign players, we put non-ECOWAS nationals. In this text, there is no indication that ECOWAS nationals are Ghanaians. It is clear. If you look at the proposed Article 4, Article 27(1)J, new text, the heading is non-Ghanaians ECOWAS nationals. So it is clear. So what I want to say is that I think there is nothing ambiguous about these proposals. We have differentiated non-ECOWAS nationals, ECOWAS nationals, then Ghanaian nationals. And the idea is that we want as much as possible to entice or to be able to allow ECOWAS nationals to move into Ghana to be part of the league. And again, because we are just starting, maybe that is why they are putting a ceiling. Otherwise, like we said in England, you can field 11 players who are not English nationals. So I would suggest that this is a good proposal, whoever brought it, and I wish Congress considers.
Okay. From Akambi, I saw your hand. If you can help, he's one of those who brought them. The club.
I know House of Folk proposed this issue because I remember very well during the last year league season, we had a problem. Despite the fact we had 5 foreign players, quite okay, but then it was only 3 foreign players that were allowed to play at a particular time. In fact, let's say Accra Suffolk, we were forced to allow this boy from South Africa, what do you call him? Sean October. Because then we were having Sulama, we were having Rubinyan, Tovi. These 3 have to play constantly. And they were all West Africa. That boy was from South Africa. So the proposal, like we said, the West African countries with the ECOWAS protocol, why not we allow 5 of them, if 5, we're going to register 5 foreign players, at least, let's say 3 ECOWAS can play at that time with the other outside ECOWAS. If the 2 can play, so the whole 5 players can play at that time. That was a proposal I think House of Folk brought on that issue.
There was also another member, but I think that it is clear, Kwame, what has been sought is not to define who a foreigner is or who not a foreigner is not, but rather create a separate category which will cater for our ECOWAS brothers. And like he rightly said, Sulama, Rubin, and listen, if they are 3, it means that there's a ceiling, it ends there. So even if you have another foreigner, then virtually he's here, and he either has to go back or you have to find a way of rotating. But we want to sell our league. We want to encourage more players, and we believe that will help. One hand is up at the back. Let's take 2 and then we put it to vote.
Yes, my issue was on the new proposed test, VIN, which states that online registration completed by parties and submitted. Yeah. I want to know whether all the ECOWAS countries have all this system, online system. Because
no, let me not cut you short. It's a FIFA Connect system. So definitely they will have to get into the system before.
Because I'm aware that some of the ECOWAS doesn't have those systems. And if they don't have it, what next? What are you going to do? If they have met all the procedures and the online system does not...
But that is how we register.
I understand, in Ghana here, but some of the ECOWAS countries doesn't have.
Anyway, can we move... That's the last one. We'll finish and put it to vote. We received this.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I'm also still at a loss because if I read what is there, all what I see is the difference between international or national players and then the non-ECOWAS ones. But if I listen to the architects or the teams that want these changes to be made, where they are coming from is that they are appealing for ECOWAS players to be given opportunity like about 3 or 5 to play, so that they can have foreign players who are not ECOWAS to also put 1 or 2. But this doesn't come clear in that respect.
It is not true. Read the entire 27 there. You received this 2 weeks, 1 week ago.
So are we through that ECOWAS 3 and foreign 2 or more?
Please, let's put it to vote. Kumsin.
Yeah, hello. Those in favor of the amendment. Those in favor. Those in favor of the amendment. Please keep your hand up whilst we count. Those in favor. Those in favor. Please, those in favor only. Yeah. Come. Those against. Those against the amendment. Please count them. Those against. Abstention. Abstention. 0.
Okay, so it is passed, the entire 27, subject to the amendment. Let's move to the next one. To clarify, what happens is that we take all our powers from the statutes. My good friend Bami will tell you, basically the statute will be our constitution. So all laws that we get, we derive from the statutes. So if we are amending anything, we start by amending the statute. Then once the statutes have been amended, then we do the regulations to govern that particular committee. I think it is well in order and it escaped all of us. What we can do is to look at the pros and cons because we already have it. And then we amend it and make it standing body. Because the functions are very, very important, we all agree. And again, in agreeing, we also know that there are some new areas which ideally would have helped sustain our lead. But we cannot do anything without starting from the statute. So the member himself has conceded. Let's leave it at that and defer it. There were 2 other proposals, so that has already been deferred. Your point is well taken. There were 2 other proposals which came up, and we did not look at it. But then to be fair to everybody and to let people understand what was going on, there was a proposal from the Ethics Committee, and the Ethics Committee wanted certain powers to be given them. The powers as had been in the statute, it's not what had been envisaged, because they were looking more at the FIFA model. And what we all know is that with FIFA, we have the investigative and adjudicating chambers. They are 2 separate. There are 2 separate, but there are 2 separate bodies, even though it is all headed under one ethics committee. And it is not the same members who are there. So for instance, if you have a case, what happens is that FIFA will initially write to you, and then you respond to the investigative committee or whoever is chairing. Then you go through the initial processes there. If after the investigative Division 1 is zoned on regional basis, but the premiership is never zoned regionally. The premiership is national, and everything which affects Division 1 has a direct bearing to the premiership, because the premiership clubs are coming from Division 1, and then those being relegated will leave from Premiership to relegation. And there, we have to find a way with all of them. But then if we are going to play a 20-man league, it comes with all sorts of permutations. And it is something that has been brought earlier, or something that will do the restructuring well, bring it before Congress, and then when it is brought before Congress, then Congress can look at it, and it is something which will take effect in future. For instance, with the Division 1, that is not what happened. No, maybe. So
Not on the agenda.
about what?
Yes, you are canvassing for it.
No, you have not.
Don't talk about it.
No,
It's
you
not
have.
on the agenda.
You have not read it.
I've read it. It's not on the agenda. This one is for specific purpose.
Please.
You start with it. Don't canvass for anything. Sit down. Don't waste.
It's all right. It's all right. It's accepted. No, it is part of what was sent to Congress. All right. So let's end.
Thank you. I want to refer to the last speaker to page 4 of the Congress document. 4 to 5. It is there. And this document were given to us. So we have every reason to discuss it. Because I have something to say.
I think the information provided by Lawyer Yia has already been sent out to you. So it was just a narration of what you already know. And it is information. It is not a proposal for consideration. Because the Executive Committee has reviewed it, and that's the position the Executive Committee is laying before you. And I think that is enough. We need to move on. Okay. At this juncture, we come to the end of the first session of today's Extraordinary Congress. We scheduled the second session for 12 o'clock, 12 noon. And so the distinguished personalities who will be coming to receive the awards were asked to come at 12 noon. We anticipated that this Congress may drag on up to 12. So now that we've finished the first part, we may take a short break and reconvene maybe 10 minutes to 12 and consider the second segment of the Congress, which is the presentation of awards to deserving distinguished personalities. So at this juncture, I'd like to thank you very much for your contributions. And we have carried through certain amendments which are okay, please hold on.
Yes. Please.
Over the period is that we've had.
Please, you produce your sheet at the dining place and you'll be accepted in.
What has happened over the period is that various general regulations have been, some various general regulations have been amended here. A few of them have been thrown out as well. So we'll be going through them, and I'll be speaking to a few people here as regards to what they make of what has been done here in terms of the practices and the rules that have been amended so far. Well, the good news for clubs in Ghana now is that they are able to, register more than 5 non-Ghanaian players. Now, what has been done is that the kind of player who plays outside of Ghana and is not Ghanaian has been redefined. So originally, the general rule that defined who a foreign player was has been changed. Now it has been changed to non-ECOWAS, and we'll be explaining that in a bit. All right, so we're still here at the FA Congress, and of course, this is an extraordinary Congress of the Ghana Football Association. Would be speaking to a few people here. Thank you very much, Mr. Wilfred Osei. He's known in football circles as Palmer. Now, one of the amendments that really interests me is that one that redefines who a foreign player is, and now it's been opened up to non-West African players. Now, it just means effectively that most of you're able to play more non-Ghanaian players in a game. Does that come as welcome news to you, the club owners?
Yeah, I should think so, in the sense that anything that will make our game globally competitive is what we have to seek for. Other countries that have practiced this, we all know the level of their game. And if, for that matter, Ghana should imbibe that kind of regulations and make amendments to that effect, I think it's in order. We also have the ECOWAS protocol to contend with. And if this day and age we still consider our ECOWAS brothers as foreign nationals, I don't think it's in the right perspective. So the framers of the statutes and the regulations deemed it fit to classify ECOWAS members as similarly Ghanaians, so as to allow them to earn their let me say, eating rights or economic rights in Ghana. And that's exactly what the regulation has done.
All right, what about the few people? I know that it's past and gone now, but what about the few people who will also talk about opportunities for our own, players, here in the league, our own players that we grow here in the league?
Nathaniel, what you have to bear in mind is that if you consider the fact that we have about 16 Premiership clubs and 48 Division 1 clubs, if you add the numbers, we are talking about 64. When you multiply it by even 30, you are hitting around 1,800. In Ghana, I don't think we will have that level of quality of players up to that tune. So when we bring the foreign nationals or the ECOWAS members, it brings competition into our game. And this is when you will be able to bring on board those of a certain depth and quality. So it adds up value to the game. If you cast your mind back, when we had Mobe Wake and all those things in Ashgood, it brought the level of competition up to a certain stage. And that is exactly what we want to bring on board. What you have to bear in mind is that if the foreign nationals are of a certain quality and substance, it adds value to our game. And that is what we should all seek to advance, rather than to glue ourselves to the fact that so far as the person is a Ghanaian, that person will have to be allowed to play. Mind you, you cannot feature more than 5 in a game, which means that the 6 slots are still for Ghanaians, and we can tinker with that as and when we move along.
So there was a little bit as well about, a supposed 20 club league. It didn't even come up in the agenda as per what I've observed so far.
That was to a certain effect, that there was a pendency of a case between Dreams FC and Tema Youth. That issue has been resolved. So wherein lies the relevance of introducing that 18 club league. At that material moment that we're even considering it, some felt it was an affront to the opposed committee, and within that context, we had to shelve this for the future. And Nathaniel, about 7 solid reasons were advanced to debunk that idea of bringing on board 18 club league or 20 club league. And to the spirit and letter, we have all admitted to the fact that the league should be in this form and norm. And that is exactly what we are going to pursue.
All right. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful time. And so the very first part of the Extraordinary Congress of the Ghana Football Association has come to an end. What is left of the afternoon or mid-morning is honoring of specific personalities within, the football sector and the football fraternity for the roles that they've played in the development of football.